Hey everybody, I'm Labrys, and this is going to be Sonic 06 Silver Story All Gold Medals. Joining me is my co-commentator Zans.
Yo.
This run aims to 100% Silver Story, so we're going to S-rank every mission, collect every silver medal, and S-rank every stage, both normal and slightly difficult than normal. I don't know about hard, but normal and different. So, I'm about to have one ready on go, and 3, 2, 1, go. Alright.
And we're off.
And we're off. Silver is canonically known to be a slow guy. He's not very fast. But what he lacks in raw speed at this point in the game, he makes up for in funny physics exploits. So we're going to collect 4 silver medals in this section by using a trick called telethrow. Telethrow is when you stand on a significantly steep surface, pull forward and press the X button. You basically adhere to the object as it is being thrown.
Yeah, and as we can see, it's very fast, way faster than silver can move normally, which makes it really nice to grab these silver medals that are just scattered about the stage. So we actually did a restart strat to save some time, because the final medal in this section is just floating in the air near the end. So we're restarting to get to this rock to teleport to that medal. And then it's the last medal of this section. We hit this jump panel and we get taken to the next section.
Yep. There are 10 medals in every normal difficulty stage. We've got 4 of them. There's 2 in this next one. We're supposed to play Blaze here. We get introduced to her, but it's faster to not play her. Sorry, Blaze fans.
Yeah, Blaze is unfortunately slow, parentheses, in this section.
We'll see her
so
later.
what we're doing here is a tech known as levitation extension. If you frame perfectly, hold the stun slap button as your hover ends, you get to maintain your momentum and regain your gauge. So it's really useful for like crossing long gaps, because you need your gauge back, you want your momentum to be maintained. It's just fast in general. The gauge being regained is not frame perfect, however, it just comes with like being part of the LE, part of the package. So here we're telethrowing to the trigger, which is right here.
Nice.
We're holding X to get breakout. What this will do is make Blaze frame 1 do a fire claw. So what we're going to see is that she like goes really fast, and we're going to avoid running into silver, because normally you're supposed to play this section as silver. Silver in this section though is actually slow. So
but only in AGI.
Yeah, in No Crowd Swarp you would use silver telethrow to the end. We'll be seeing that later when we have to revisit the hard for this stage. But for now we're just going to play as Blaze. They're just doing a little swap between section 2 and 3.
Yeah.
And this will be the final silver medal right there. Getting a safety 1-up.
Yep.
This category kind of like, you want your lives.
Yeah, no. Gaming over is really huge. Exiting out of something to tank another load screen for any reason is really huge in all gold medals, so doing some marathon lives to make it a little safer.
Yeah, right here we're seeing the gold medals that we need all of. We'll get 3 per normal stage usually. 1 for completing the mission, 1 for completing it with an S rank, and 1 for getting all 10 silver medals.
Yeah, typically you want to do the S rank and the 10 silver medals in one pass. Otherwise, you have to load into the stage again and then do it again for however long. And usually that is slower, but we'll see. But there is an exception in Silver Story.
And here we have our great friend Iblis.
Oh,
We're gonna see perfect example of silver combat. You pick up objects, you throw them, bing bam bop, you win. Iblis.
It's not that simple, but it is that simple.
It's more complicated than it looks. You need to know the order that you pick up the objects in and like when to throw them. Because this trick right here, bonus cycle, if you throw all the objects at the right time, you can progress the cycle a little earlier than normal. So, but it's pretty precise timing.
Nice.
Nice, a 38.
So it's what you want to see. And all of the bosses need to be S ranked, but that's not really a concern as long as you do the strat. You're going to S rank. The only thing you like slightly need to worry about is the versus Sonic fight, and that's just pick up some runes. That's it.
Yeah, there is also a strat for Iblis 3 where you avoid the S rank. Obviously, we will not be doing that.
That one looks really cool.
Even though it is a really funny trick, but we can't do it.
Yeah.
Even if we got, well, if we got really good RNG, we wouldn't have the opportunity to do it. So
yeah.
Well.
And now we go to the hub world. There's not just silver medals in the stages. There are also silver medals in the hub world. There's 5 in the forest, there's 5 in the city, and there's 20 in Castletown for some reason. So we're gonna get one of them. There's no real other good time to get this one. So we're gonna telethrow up here, stop, turn a little bit, and then kind of go past the portal for Tropical Jungle, which is our next stage. Try to get here.
And wow, the silver medal's just right there.
Wow.
How convenient.
Just for me.
So yeah, you can see how like going out of our way for that now as opposed to later.
Yeah.
It's like the only silver medal in this area, so we're just gonna get it now.
Yeah. It's not that slow to get either. With the rock involved. You don't see that rock ever again. When you revisit Forest, it's just not there. The story would be like 2 minutes shorter RTA, but it was not there.
So Tropical Jungle is the first stage we actually have to work to S rank. So what this means is that we're actually going to get like 6 of the silver medals first, and then do a restart so that we regain our time bonus. Because we waste like a minute getting all the first medals, which an equivalent to time bonus is like 3,000 points. Something around there. And we just don't have room for that many points to get throughout the level. So here we have 3 medals. We are going to use this platform, which has actually a very convenient slope on it, which is just enough to telethrow. It's a bit of a hassle setting it up though. Sometimes when it comes out of the ground, it just disagrees with you.
Sometimes it doesn't come out at all, and it's like, no.
Yeah, here's the 4th. We're going to be getting 2 more and then doing a restart. This platform's getting a lot of mileage. Don't have to walk this distance.
I can't believe I cleared that.
Yeah, that was impressive.
Hey,
There's our 5th medal,
Totally
and then the 6th one is just floating in the water here. Alright, and back to the beginning. So now we need 4 more silver medals, all of which are pretty much in the way of a points route that will get us the S rank. So we're going to be seeing a telethrow here as long as we lift forward on the boombox. Conveniently gets into an angle which we can abuse. And we're going to go to a silver medal. Ooh. I think you just have to...
Yeah, it'd take too much time. I think.
It's either that or lift on the ball, which it's just time loss. It's fine. We're going to do the backup, which is just the strat again.
This is why I take the safety bonus.
Yeah. So this tall throw is pretty hard to get if you don't break the fence, as well as not kill the robot, because it's a boombox. So like if it runs into anything, you're just immediately done. You're not tall throwing more. So here we're just gonna hover to where the metal is.
Yeah, I'm just gonna overshoot. It doesn't matter.
So that is our 7th medal. Here's our 8th, and then we'll kill some enemies for points. The usually the big enemies in this game, golems, Iblis golems, the like, all worth 1,000 points. These ones no different. Yeah, I think you just have to stun slap them. Some bonus rings to ensure that we don't miss out on the S rank.
Yeah, every ring you carry to the end of the stage is worth 100 points. So it's pretty important I maintain at least a decent ring count.
And this enemy is a leader. Leaders in this game are attached to other mobs, and when they die, the rest will also die. So we didn't have to kill the golems because we killed the leader.
That's medal number 10. Get out of here.
As Silver said, my people need me.
Yeah, we'll take it.
Yes, they just need 50,000 points to S rank.
Yeah.
With the exception being Blaze Wave Ocean, which is next. We only need 30,000 points.
It's kind of weird.
Because there's a funny bug. In story mode, you only need 30,000. If you replay it in Act Trial, you need 50,000. Luckily, we're just going to S rank it first try, so don't need to worry about it.
Yeah, you don't really need to worry about S ranking the stage at all in the story. Just even if you die and lose all your points, it still just doesn't matter.
Yes, Mars. Every stage, in general, I believe, is 50,000 for S rank.
Yeah.
Unless you have like the funny stuff like Blaze of Ocean. The very hards are 100,000 to S rank though. We're not going to do that because it's not required.
It's DLC.
It's also DLC.
Yes, this game has DLC. Some of it is good.
Most of it is not.
This is true. There's 2 medals.
Yeah, so here we're going to see Blaze do a spinning claw off this edge, maintaining the momentum. It just saves a bit of time, but it's really easy to do, so hopefully we'll be seeing that later in the stage as well. Anytime you can like not jump to fall, it will always be faster, as long as you maintain the momentum you had. Because jumping will set your speed automatically to something lower. So here we're doing another spinning claw off the bridge. Nice fire claw out of that for speed.
Fun fact, her double jump deals damage until you hit the ground. I learned this the hard way because this last medal is right by a breakable bridge. And I landed on the breakable part while after a double jump. So, don't do that.
Yeah, it is helpful for that one medal because as you saw, we double jump into the box and we don't have to break it through other means. But in other uses, it's not like that useful.
Just a fun fact. 151, very nice.
Yeah, it's pretty good with a Wave Ocean.
Yeah, I think it's like half a second to a second off of gold. Not bad.
And as you can see, 30,000 points for the S rank. We have 48,000, 45,000 of which was time bonus. So like, it was a very, you're not going to miss the S rank here in story mode as long as you finish the stage.
Yeah.
Yes, Mars. I think she is a moving hitbox until grounded.
Yeah. I was like barely above the ground and like still. Yeah, no, I've double jumped very high in the air over that breakable bridge and it broke. It did the breaky thing. So yes.
So here we are entering Castletown, the second hub introduced in Silver Story. We have a mandatory mission to progress, Mission 8. And we also have 4 silver medals to collect before that.
I'm in fact the world.
Yeah, so unfortunately, we want to take the boxes with us, but it makes it difficult to get on top of the building. We use the box to get another silver medal, which is why they're so important. The death actually doesn't lose that much time, just because we respawn and we can do it all again, which is very fortunate. We don't lose any lives in for hub world deaths as well. So we wanted to get that medal using the box. So we just have extra height. We can gain more gauge from our levitation extensions. Very useful. And then here is Lord Regis.
Yeah. Oh yeah, help. We need to protect the gate from these robots. So that's what we do. Combat mission. Yippee. There's quite a few of these.
Yeah. Silver combat is really like hit or miss. Usually miss depending on if you have the shock bracelet or not. We will not be buying that anywhere in the story, so... And you also just cannot have it here, so we are using objects to kill all the enemies. As well as enemies to kill all the enemies. It's one fun thing Silver can do. You stun an enemy, you can pick them up usually. Luckily, this mission isn't that tight on the S rank. You just need to finish within 58 seconds or so. With like no extra rings, no radical. So we'll be picking up some safety rings though.
How did that
55 seconds.
triple kill? It was an enemy. Yeah.
I like how the shrapnel of the other enemies hit the far one.
Alright, that was very funny. Sometimes you just get funny physics interactions like that.
Yeah, so one important thing about missions, which make it harder to S rank. Missions time bonus count down by 100 points a second. So every second you are in a mission, the time bonus will go down by 100.
So
As for stages, it's 40. As for bosses, it's 80. So you're just always on a timer as for how many points you get. Now here we're going to be going for a telethrow that will hopefully get us to the Dusty Desert Portal. This is looking good. Good enough.
yeah, good enough.
The downward telethrow is really hard because you still have to hold towards the object when you do a downwards one.
Yeah, and that has to make you stick as well. But we got the important part, which is the distance it gets you.
Yeah. So entering Dusty Desert, this is the stage that we do not collect all 10 silver medals in until later.
We do the very funny skip instead. That's DSS for finding this, by the way.
DSS might go. So to explain this, we're going to do a lift exploit. If you lift silver on top of an object into a ceiling, you can just jump through it. And then here, we're going to hold a pot next to this wall so that the sand wave can push it through. Because while you're holding an object, it's indestructible. Unless it's like explosive or whatever. And then we can set up the pot for a telethrow angle, which can take us all the way to the end of the stage. See that room? It has the gold ring.
Yep.
Very nice.
Or
There
the
is
AC,
a
sorry.
kill ceiling that we have to avoid, so that's why he wasn't just gaining infinite height.
Yeah, you can't. But you can make it. Normally there's like 2 additional minutes of silver, and I think if you're fast, 3 additional minutes of Amy. So
It's a long stage.
So coming back later with an upgrade that we get a little bit later into the story that makes it significantly faster in very hilarious ways for the silver medal is optimal.
It's also just a treat to watch
Yeah,
how
no.
fast it can be.
Yeah, it's a great show.
So Sonic, this fight, all we have to do, pick up furniture, throw it at Sonic. That's it. Normally in No Credits Warp, we want to wait until 10 seconds to do the kill so that the timer ends around 13. That avoids the S rank, which avoids gold medal, saving 5.5 seconds. Since we need the gold medal here, we don't care. We're killing him as soon as possible.
Also, if you have anything picked up while the result screen happens, you can just do that. It's very funny. Nice party trick.
I don't feel like we mentioned that bosses do have gold medals attached, so...
Yeah.
Did we?
Yeah, you do need to S.
Bosses give 2 gold medals. One for beating it, one for S ranking, so...
Yeah. There are no hard versions of bosses. Thank goodness. That'd just be obnoxious. Coming up is shock bracelet skip. Usually there's a really good casual upgrade for combat that you have to use in order to do a switch puzzle to progress. Say, how do I hit all 4 of these switches at the same time? Oh, you use this really cool AoE stun. And then enemies are stunned, you can just pick them up and throw them in places. Or just drop them and they die. We're gonna get this silver medal because it's kind of out of the way otherwise.
Yeah, it's just the best time to get it. Even when later we're going to have better movement abilities, it's too far out of the way. So we're just going to get it now.
We're gonna take the sign.
Yeah, this sign is very helpful. For some reason, when you place it between these lasers and you walk against it, you can normally clip. Just for some reason.
Yeah, I have questions too. Don't worry about it.
But that allows us to skip the shock bracelet puzzle.
Hey, look, it's the shock bracelet.
Yeah, we have that.
Yeah, totally.
All right.
Last time we played
Welcome
Blaze in a while. I think it's until Vitakrop was hard, which is not for another couple hours. Sorry, Blaze.
Yeah. So White Acropolis, another stage we need to work for an S rank in. Mostly we're going to be killing large enemies that give 1,000 points, as well as this leader gives 2,500 by itself, and then kills the other enemies for a radical plus their points. So here we're going to deviate from No Credits Warp, and we're actually going to... Well, if you pick up a ring here, you might be fine. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine. Oh, I'm not fine, actually.
Ooh, just restart.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that medal, we hit the dash panel, so we couldn't run into the medal, and we couldn't jump backwards to get it either.
Yeah, we're on a section of automation that is...
Yeah, we just can't... We literally cannot do anything. That is all.
Yeah, so instead of revisiting the level later and loading back in, it's just fast to do this.
At least we do not need to collect the medals that would be out of the way. So we're going to save a bit of time, points-wise. But
Yeah,
normally, White Acropolis is a very safe point stage.
Yeah, usually you end up with like 3,000 to 4,000 more than you need. There's just things you can get on the way.
So there's one last silver medal in this rock, and then we have collected every silver medal for this section. Have to do some combat to open the door.
Ow.
Owie. And now we will be playing as Silver. This is actually a significant level because this is where Telethrow was found in 2020.
Yep.
So normally this stage used to be like a walkathon. You didn't really do anything other than walk. You hovered a bit. But now we can Telethrow, and it's useful. So one thing we're going to be looking for in this stage is to hit these searchlights. I don't know if we hit that one, but each searchlight gives 1,000 points if you break them.
Yeah, we only really need this one.
Yeah, I mean, we should be safe on points. It's just we want to be safer.
Yeah.
So there's no reason not to hit them, really. They're just in the way, and we have to get off the rock. Do another telethrow to another medal. This one's just chilling under the tower. And we're going to see, in a moment, leaders that we're going to kill. So there's 3 groups of leaders. Each gives like 3,000 plus points. So this one gives like 4K. When you add up like all the individual kills as well. Doing a mini telethrow to just get to the next group. Another 3K radical. Do a small detour for this silver medal, and then we'll be heading on to the last leader that we're gonna kill. This one gives 2,600, I believe.
Yeah, pop the bonus itself.
Yep, so 19,000 points. We should be getting about 33,000 time bonus, I believe. Something around there. So we are good on the S rank.
Unfortunate about that medal, but you know, yeah.
Perfect.
Not the first time I've done that in a run, so you know, it is what it is. It's a line.
It's really weird that they put that medal there because it really just is like blind.
Yeah.
If you don't know it's there, you're not getting it.
It's
Even if you know it's there, it's hard to get.
Yeah, because of just how the dash panels lock you out for so long. Got boss number 3, Egg Genesis. This guy is fairly straightforward. You can just get in and out. Very lenient S rank as well. Like you could do this 20 seconds slower than I'm doing it, and still S rank just fine.
Yeah, so Silver can hold 20 objects from his normal gauge. Some asterisks there, but normally 20. So since we have 20 rockets, we're throwing batches of 6. Here we're going to do 5 and then wait for him to shoot more rockets. And I believe that's just enough. Yeah.
Least, yeah. Should not rely on that trigger, but you know, it's whatever.
Yeah, Silver, there's some quirks with like dropping objects and such with him changing states. It's weird. What happened?
I don't know.
Egg Genesis freaked out, man.
Perfect.
He crashed out. He was over everything.
Yeah, it's like nah, I'm out by you. Yeah, that's a Genesis with an S rank. Yippee. Now for the most exciting mission in the game. High octane gameplay. Amy.
The only time in the run we play as Amy. make sure to appreciate it for what it is.
Yeah, buckle
Because that's
up.
all you can do.
That's all you can do. I'm gonna full disclosure. I am moving as fast as I can and as soon as I can at all times.
Yeah, don't blink or you'll miss it.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Yeah, so Amy, not very fast. Also a very short range hammer, so we basically have to get right up on the enemies to hit them. The path we took there was deliberate to make sure that the enemy shot the stun box. That way we don't have to deal with them firing rockets, maybe getting hit and losing time.
And
Going for a double hit on that enemy.
And if it looks like these are incredibly close to the enemies, it's because it is. Her hammer and silver stun slap have the same numerical range. That's nice.
Yeah, this is a mission that's faster on PS3 because the load distance for objects is a bit different, I believe.
Yeah. Depending on what object you're looking at, yeah. So like,
So there's a spike ball that can just kill enemies randomly.
yeah, I think it's the box wave that kills. So you can just go straight to the double hit wave after.
So it saves like 4 hammers. That's insane time.
I think so. Is that the box wave?
That's enough reason to play on PS3.
You lose a couple other things, like case skill.
Maybe AGM on PS3 isn't so bad.
It probably isn't. Ask Maddie.
Anyways, we're back in New City. This is the last time we're gonna be in New City, so we're gonna complete everything while we're here.
Yeah, all the optional side quests or town missions, whatever, we're doing them. First, we get the Heart of Wind. You'll notice.
Yeah, so this is where the funny frame perfect comes in.
Yeah, much like the levitation extension, if I press or hold stun slap, the very last frame I'm teleport dashing, I can extend it for as long as I'm holding that.
Yeah, you can also teleslide, which is if you press A quick enough, it's like a 3-frame window on the ground. You just slide against the ground. It's very helpful for like long distance movement where you want to have your gauge because it will recharge your gauge.
Yeah, any like long distance grounded movement is more teleslide territory.
It's also just a lot more consistent depending on like how you double tap.
Yeah.
Compared to the frame perfect UTD. So mission 13, another combat mission, actually the longest mission in AGM, under normal circumstances anyways. It might be able to go to shorter than another one, but that would be incredibly difficult. So here we're just using the barrels to kill the golems, because we want to be able to jump on these boxes. Getting over here like without going on top of the buildings is like really hard movement wise, so it's just a lot more convenient to use the boxes. Same thing here, we're going to use the barrels to get on top of the building, and then hopefully a extended teleport dash to that ring capsule. That ring capsule is the trigger to spawn these enemies. Hitting this worm intentionally so that we can stun it. If it went into the ground, we would have lost a lot more time because it would have to unburrow for us to hit it. So just taking an object and hitting it, make sure that it gets stunned for that duration. Here, these lizards, that one was crazy.
I don't know why it was up there.
These lizards are juke masters. They're actually like really hard to stun slap. Here they didn't like move a lot, but they can schmooze. That's all. Here we're gonna stun the golem. We're gonna stay on the ground and wait for the birds to get stunned. That one is not getting stunned. And that one's really high. Okay, so gonna have to do the backup, which is killing them manually. Need one more hit on this bird, so we're gonna grab the box.
Those birds.
Yeah, the birds in this game are like the worst enemy for silver. As we saw, initially they were too high to stun slap, so we kind of like, if we don't have objects, it's really hard to kill them. So we're kind of just hoping that they run into something that stuns them and we can grab them. Unfortunately, that did not happen that time, so
Yeah, it's just what it is.
it is what it is.
Yeah.
Still a pretty decent mission time.
All things considered, yeah.
Alright, so now we have one more silver medal to get before mission 9. We can see it in the air right there. We're going to use these boxes to hopefully get an ETD off of. Place them up here. We're going to lift. Time an ETD. Ooh.
Oh.
Fortunate. So, here, just do another lift and get it from there. Good backup. And then mission 9.
Yeah. Keep throwing and nobody explodes. You're supposed to protect these red barrels and yeah, those.
Yeah, those, the ones she's pointing at.
Enemies will try to shoot at them for some reason.
They just really, really hate the barrels. Like, man, those barrels. They killed my family, prepare to die.
Something like that.
So this is a mission where if we had something like Shock Bracelet, it would be faster. Luckily, they just shoot a lot of missiles that we can use. So, not that slow to do it without Shock Bracelet. The reason we're doing these missions before buying Shock Bracelet is the route normally would complete main story and then come back to New City. That goes through 2 extra loading screens, which, since AGM is timed in RTA, wastes like 40 seconds.
Yeah, it's not.
So we're just going to do the missions without Shock Bracelet because even without the OP combat ability, it's faster.
Yeah. And for the last mission that would normally be done with Shock Bracelet, we have mission 10. Totally not sponsored.
You're missing the medal, the box medal.
Correct.
So yeah, if we miss this medal, we would have to come back here at the end of main story and then tank those 2 cutscenes, or not cutscenes, load screens.
And not only would you have to load into Forest, we'd have to move to Forest to New City, which is the longer path of the 2. And then we'd have to move from New City to Gap Metal. So that would have been bad.
Yeah, we really want to make sure we don't miss any hub medals.
Yeah, no. Those are brutal. And
Not only the fact that we won't know which one we missed, it's we have to go into main story, which is terrible. So mission 10, the first introduction of these barricades. For some reason, Sonic Team just decided, hey, we're gonna give these players an object that when you break it, gives you 500 points. Why is it the barricade? No clue. Just is. So these are like the easy cheat code to gaining points. This is like the only mission where it's really used, but we're also going to use this explosive box to throw it at them, because we don't actually need to throw them ourselves. We just need to throw something. We just need to break them through means of throwing. So the explosive box will do that for us, so we don't have to go out of the way. Going to do the same thing here. Throw the explosive box at the barricades. And we also, don't believe we mentioned this, leaders, if they're attached to a radical, you actually need to throw them. So you can see like Lab right now, he's picking up the enemies and then dropping them, and they're still giving points. If you drop a leader, they will not give you the radical. So
yeah, very important because it shows a lot of pointage that you do need for this mission. We made it out. Over 30k.
yep, so there's only one more mission left for New City. It is the longest mission ever.
Yeah, no, this...
That's why we skip it and no credits for mission 11.
Yeah, it just takes so much time.
So much time, so much effort. Like,
yeah, this
you just really don't want to go into this mission.
Yeah, this hub world is brutal.
Yeah, I mean, this hub world, I mean, like, look at that movement.
Wow. Oh, sweating. That took a lot.
Okay, and then here's the mission. Be prepared to sit here for like 5 minutes. It's a really long one.
Yeah, it's...
So the objective of this mission is to get into the station, and there's just a lot of guards that will go.
Yeah, no, you just take the right side and wait for the guy to turn around and you're good.
Perfect.
That's New City!
New City's over, yay!
Hey, time for...
We're never coming back.
You're never coming back. You're heading for the station. There's the station. Be headed for it.
Alright, so this is my favorite AGM level coming up.
And a crowd favorite telethrow too. Like this just gets people. I understand why.
And telethrow on anything, by the way.
Anything.
So yeah, using that telethrow to get to this medal. You can get to that medal a bit faster with ETDs, but it's really difficult and it might have lag. So we just use telethrow. Same thing for this medal, which is really convenient. Radical Train, we do need to work for the S rank. So we're going to be killing some enemies. This one gives 1k, so we're intentionally killing the 3 before. And then hopefully we will be going for a radical here. Nice.
Kind of small one, but
So we take what we get. 600 points is not small by, like...
No.
Considering how, like, little points we need. Well, it's not a little amount of points, but, like... You know, it adds up. It really helps. Because we're going to be going for points anyways, so 600 on top of that is a lot. Here, we're going to try and do a teleslide on the railing. Just get there a bit quicker. Another 1k enemy. Going to throw it into the boxes so that we don't need to pick them up.
Also a nice one up.
Yeah. Here we're going to go for an ETD, save a bit of time, don't have to kill the yellow robots. Killing the yellow robots usually is very safe. They give 300 points, there's a stun box right next to them. Yeah, you gotta pick up all those rings. And then we'll be good on points. Silver medal, yep. You're just getting all the rings. Playing it safe here, because we do need rings for the ring bonus here at the end. So we had to pick up all the rings. When you get hit, you drop all your rings. And if you have more than 20 rings, you just lose them. They're lost to the void. So... mandatory combat to spawn this silver medal. And that should be enough points to S rank.
Should be.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, we're good.
Only needed 11 rings, so.
Alright, that's not bad then. It felt closer than it was. Getting hit at all in this mission is very brutal.
Yeah, so you can push this mission a lot, depending on, like, rings. As we saw with Lab, we were doing combat for safety points. because when you get hit, you lose all your rings excess of 20. Whereas the optimal route, you want like 50 rings or something.
Yeah. I just chose to get hit. Like, if I got hit, I just kept going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So here we have Year of Shadow guy.
Yeah.
It's him.
Yeah.
This boss is really inconsistent. The pickup order of these barrels matters a lot. We're going to be seeing him intentionally pick them up in a way where he knows what barrel is going to be thrown next, and then positioning them under Shadow so that when he staggers his throws, Shadow will get hit by every barrel. So this is looking like pretty good damage.
I think this might kill if I get decent accuracy.
Every hit here, yeah. Nice.
Very
That is
nice.
a good Shadow time.
36, jeez. Yeah, no, this boss can be very temperamental. Sometimes you have to use all the objects and then he's still not dead because some magical stuff happened and then you have to go back and wait for the respawn. And that's really slow. You get like 50s or maybe close to a minute. This is one of my favorite levels in all gold medals. It's just really creative.
Yeah. Normally in No Credits Warp, we just skip all of Section 1. We'll be seeing it later in the hard,
Yeah.
but we actually have to play the stage, believe it or not.
That's what
Most of it, anyways. Here's Shadow. We're friends now. Not friendly enough to use him, of course, but we're friends.
Never had that camera before.
So behind this door, there's a checkpoint that we want to hit because we are going to Death Abuse. Basically, as long as we hit no other checkpoints, we'll go to that one after we die. So there's a medal. There's actually 2 medals this way. But the door we clip through is like the last part of the stage. So we're going to intentionally not hit the next checkpoint to get those medals. This is one part of getting extra lives because we're on 3 lives right now, and that death strat is going to guaranteed set us to 2.
There's a one.
There's another silver, by the way.
Yeah, I'm silver. I'm silver.
Yeah, there's a one up in the stage that we can get though, so still be pretty decent on lives.
These doors are mega precise.
Yeah, clipping through these doors is really dependent on your angle. So, as mentioned, death strategy here. Now we're on the ball. There is a silver medal in this section, and then one in the door after. And then we'll be pretty much done with the section. This is another precise clip. Nice. That clip's really annoying if you don't get it, because then the enemies are like swatting at you.
And that's section 1. Section 2, you basically play about as much of the level as No Credits Warp does, which is basically all of it. You go through this door, get the extra one up.
Yeah, so normally we would do a different clip, but there's a one up in the fall here. So very useful. And this silver medal.
Best medal in the game, right here. Right, best time yours.
Yeah, this medal is like kind of tricky to get. You have to hover just low enough to get the medal, but just high enough to clip this edge and get back up. Otherwise, you either die or you have to damage boost on the laser.
It's
really
are solid, but
they're really thin.
You don't want to have to rely on them. But I risked it all there.
Those enemies look like they're guarding that door.
If I did not hit that extended teleport dash, I don't think I would have had enough gauge to make it to the other side. I just would have had to die.
So we got our 10th silver medal. From here on is just the stage, but normal. We gotta do some combat. The most important thing here to remember is while we're holding these worms, we don't want to jump, because as we saw earlier in mission 13, we want the birds to hit the ground, or at least hit the worms so that they die. So, pretty good combat. All the birds stunned themselves, or died, one or the other.
Oh, yeah.
And the time bonus for the stage is so high that we didn't need to worry about the S rank.
Yeah. That's 2. And this is the last stage we're going to see for a long time. Because we're going to have to do all the Castletown missions and all the New City missions. I mean, the forest missions that we haven't done. So, Silver has
it's going to be a while until
Yeah.
we see a stage.
Yeah. You have to do all these quirky little missions, and they all have their own little bits of lore. And also, we have 16 uncollected Castletown medals, so we're gonna have to get those along the way. The mission to progress the story is right in front of you. We'll get back there.
We don't want to do it right now. It's just better to come back later.
I'm going to stop Dr. Eggman no matter what.
Specifically because there's medals over here that we want. So.
Over here and everywhere else. Castletown is a very laggy area, so does not mix well with the frame perfect movement that Silver tends to lean towards, especially over large gaps. You want to do an ETD over them, because the larger the gap, the more like oomph you're going to get out of it, as opposed to just hovering.
Yeah, what is normally a consistent like frame you have to hit now gets delayed potentially. So you have to adjust for it.
You just gotta know. Not in the mission.
This mission's pretty funny. I believe the lore for this mission is this guy died in a car crash, right?
Yeah, he was a pilot for an airplane tournament. But on the way there, he died in a car crash.
Yeah, so the reason he's just chilling on top of the roof is because he's a ghost.
Yeah.
So he's like, Silver, you need to be the airplane and go through all these rings. It's really cool. I don't know.
Yeah, then I won't have to worry about anything anymore. And you may be thinking, what? And I'm like, yeah, I know. 42 is great, though, for this mission. Like, that's really solid IL. It might be an ILPB, who knows?
Yeah, the mission's really good. You get to hear Silver say great a lot.
Yeah, great. You're in English. Next we have Mission 5, Protect the Coastline. We got a Solion guard that just can't do his job, so we do his job for him. But before we go up there, we actually have to death work for this medal. Just to get ourselves back up there. Thankfully, hub deaths
Yeah.
don't count, like our life
It's really convenient to just be on top of this building again, because this silver medal is really out of the way normally, so we're gonna get to a spring that would bring us to it, which, as you can see, the height really helps with the extended teleport dash. Alright, just one more medal to collect, and then we'll be on to mission 5.
Dang. Who the hell is we? We need to defeat them before they get here. Who the hell is we? You aren't doing anything.
He's the one that put the rings on the ground.
Oh, is that
He's
the
paying you.
I mean, that is true. You get a ring reward for every mission you complete, and that lets you buy upgrades in the shop.
Upgrades that are totally helpful and not useless at all.
Like the grab all.
Grab all is my favorite ability in the game. It's super useful. It is unironically useful for some missions if you're ILing them. That is not most missions. So here we just have to make sure that we're over this platform so that we don't fall in the water and then kill the last of the robots.
37 is solid.
Very good time. Yeah.
Oh, that's...
Anything sub 40 is great.
And that cleared it too.
Great. Perfect.
Mars, you only hate grab all because you don't understand grab all. If you just spent a bit of time with it...
It wants to understand you, man.
You gotta get to know it.
Yeah, got it. You gotta let it into your life, or edit the save, whichever.
Alright, going for this telethrow. Just barely getting that. Nice. So that telethrow lets us get here a bit earlier, and it's a bit tricky setup as we saw. You can either get an insta-flip with the barrel, or you have to quickly step back and adjust like Lab did. So very nice.
Oh, yeah, you can scare this kid.
How did you scare him from there?
Yeah, no, you can scare NPCs, some of them, if you move at them too fast. That kid is one of them.
I think snap kick.
I don't know. You just like zoom and it's like, ah, and then you can't talk to them for a bit. So
this is mission 3.
Somebody stole the bronze medals, but look at where they put them. Like, huh?
This is like one of the best silver missions because it's mostly raw movement. For some reason, the lore behind this is, some guy stole 10 bronze medals from this kid. And this kid is like, you have to help find these medals, or my mom will be mad at me.
Yeah.
And so, apparently this guy placed them on, like, the roofs of these buildings, placed them in the bell towers. Like, this guy is creative, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Also, you can just see the movement in this mission with these SETDs from the bell towers. Very fast.
Also, you have rings. You have no sources of damage in this entire mission. But you have them, I guess.
That's a very nice time.
Oh, what the hell? 56? That's pretty good.
Yeah, 56 is a great time.
Like, all 3 of these missions have been great in Castletown.
And now this kid is like so happy. Yay! My mom won't be mad at me now.
Verbatim, my mom won't yell at me.
Perfect.
Probably a little worse. But, you know. Sonic logic.
Well, that was a cool mission.
Yeah,
It only goes downhill from here.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Until mission 7, anyways. That's a pretty good mission, I guess.
So we got 3 missions that are just questionable in quality.
Alright, hoping to hit an ETD here for this medal. Covering that gap is not what we want to do, so...
It is very slow. I'm panning my camera up here. Protect against the lag monsters.
Yeah, there's a lot of lag monsters out to get silver right now. So if you look up in the sky, they disappear.
I'm going to land here.
Yeah, we're landing so that we
Yeah.
can collect our gauge.
Yeah, there's no good way to get back up here, so until I grab this third medal, we are not safe.
Here's Porta. You use this guy to credit swap along with Lord Regis.
You also can use this guy if you break out right here to get silver medals as all 3 hedgehogs at the same time. That's why you hear this boom at the very beginning of this dialogue. There's a silver medal for Sonic right here.
Yeah, that's only useful for 180 gold medals though, so
Yeah.
we don't care.
We personally don't care, but
It's cool that it exists.
it's very cool that it exists.
So this is basically the target practice mission.
And this is some practice.
Silver is not great at target practice. It's like really difficult to consistently have any like setup for this mission. The best you can get really is using these apples. They're small. If you have like a small amount of them, they won't clump up together, and you'll get guaranteed hits. Otherwise, kind of just have to hope. So this is the last target, getting a 38, pretty nice.
Yeah. A few hiccups, especially that stupid beginning. The beginning's the worst part, honestly.
Yeah, the barrels on the left do not want to hit the targets on the right. So,
Even though you're 1 for 1.
and if they break, you don't have, you have to go get ammo from elsewhere.
Perfect.
Oh yeah, mission 15. Sonic Man. He thinks he's so nice. That was cool Sonic here in his Sonic helmet. And his 2 Sonic sweatbands, I think, on his wrists. He thinks he can beat you in a race. Oh.
Yeah, Sonic Man is really fast, so we have to like,
Move.
outspeed him somehow.
Somehow.
Maybe we'll be using telethrow.
Maybe.
We won't,
No.
but yeah, he's not actually that fast. Just gonna be using ETDs and teleslides. Don't believe we mentioned this before. If you teleslide up a slope, it's like the freest trick ever to get. So all these slope ups, we're gonna be teleport dashing into them to get a teleslide.
20. Splitting hairs.
And we beat Sonic Man.
We did?
There is actually a telethrow that you can do. It's terrible.
I don't think it beats moving. Are you ready for some
It
lag?
does not.
Perfect.
Let's just fade up. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's just lag. We don't know how to do anything about it.
Very similar to Sonic's Crisis City.
Yeah, it's just... Well, we do know how to do something about that. If you die into the goal ring, you get a different camera angle. It is a terrible strat that should never be done ever. Just ask any...
Speaking of lag. Any lag here?
Plenty. Thankfully the mission is right here, so you don't have to move that far. This next text box, after this loading screen, after the loading screen.
Yeah, we're just not gonna read it.
Or should we read it out loud? I don't know.
No,
No.
we're not gonna read it.
I don't think you
So
can
the
just-
objective of this mission is to tag all the
Yeah,
people in this mission.
within the time.
You missed him.
Oh.
Yeah, he's right there. I'm surprised he was there, honestly. He's never there. But yeah. So this is like
Oh. That was an accident.
basically we are trusting the AI to be in the same spot that we want it to be. there are some manips for some of the kids. That one's always there. The one we got on the bridge earlier is usually in the plaza if we're quick enough. But he just chose to like grace us and was like, yo, I'm out. I don't like chat right now.
Cool.
We are playing a game of tag. That's all. So yeah, all these kids have consistent spawns.
Okay.
Otherwise,
We're trying to get intel. And this was the game they chose to play.
nice.
Nice. That last one can be Hell World because he goes under the archway and the camera gets funny. Oh, we'll tell you all about Sonic. Results screen.
Perfect.
Uh-huh. Yeah, what about him? We'll never know.
Sonic's a guy. We raced him just earlier.
Yeah. That Sonic Man is different.
Alright, so right here we're gonna do another death warp to get a medal. Potentially faster to not death warp. Just really convenient too though.
Yeah, it's so low.
And we're just brought right back here.
Oh.
3 more silver medals to get in this split. One on this building. Another one just hanging off the ledge of this building. Gonna save some gauge so that we can hover back onto it. And then hit an extended teleport dash all the way to this medal. Nice. And then we are going to the story mission. Protect Anna, she knows the secret.
That was very clean.
Yeah, that hope was good.
Yeah. And honestly,
So this mission is...
it's epic.
What are you gonna say?
This mission is epic.
This mission is epic. That's what I'm saying.
It's an escort mission. So, like, you have to protect her, right? Like, you can't just walk away from her and leave her to the robots, right? Right? Like, that's not how that works.
That's not how that works. I mean, that wouldn't be escorting her.
No,
What do you mean?
No, it wouldn't be.
This is an escort mission.
Yeah.
Yes, Mars, we do know the secret. Unfortunately, we can't tell you until we actually, like, complete this mission.
Well, we said walk away and leave her to the robots. They're not there because they're too far away.
Yeah, so here we're going to scare her a bit, which makes her go faster.
Right.
We also, at the beginning, ran into Anna a bit so that she didn't run into the bench. She'll get stuck on the bench for a bit if you do nothing. And that loses, like, 2 seconds. Here, we're going to scare her yet again. Just once. And this mission is not a free S rank. We do have to kill some enemies.
Yeah, there's like one group. It's not a big deal.
There's one group. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna kill one enemy and it's gonna spawn a leader. So this enemy spawns the leader. And then we're going to just take him out back and mercy kill him, you know?
Yeah, that's good, yeah.
The reason we do that is it prevents a bit of lag, is what we believe.
Yeah.
So there's no reason not to.
Yeah, just free real estate. And mission should be over any second now. Anna is still moving. Oh, nice. It was a good time.
Alright, so now that we protected Anna and she knows the secret, now we know the secret.
Secret is you need to do the trials in order to access Kingdom Valley.
Thank you for staying in bounds this time.
I mean, usually for No Crowded Work, I do go out of bounds and do some fun stuff, but unfortunately, we couldn't quite have the luxury.
I think he's talking about you in the bench.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no problem. Anytime.
Yeah, so the secret is
Don't.
to get into Kingdom Valley. We have to complete the 3 trials. We're not going to do that just yet. We have some other things we need to do in Forest. But we'll get there.
Yeah. We got 2 things to do in Forest. Along with 3 other silver medals that we need to collect.
So here we're just gonna see the movement. ETDing, teleslide up the slope. You can technically ETD up slopes, but you're gonna get stuck as soon as you hit the ground. So we're just gonna do teleslides. It's way better.
Mission,
And welcome to the training grounds.
mission number 2. The last thing you want in your mission is another obstacle course with rings. I should have brought that up in mission 13, I'm sorry. Am I sorry? I don't know.
Yeah, so this mission, it's another Superman 64 mission. It's mission 2 because it's I don't know why it's mission 2 instead of mission 1. It's like the first mission that's closest to you at the beginning of the game. But, they intend for you to only have your hover ability. So we're just mostly going to be hovering through these. Some telesliding, ETDs, the like. Makes it a bit faster. So that's why we put it off until now.
Yeah, decent. Plus, it's very on the way to where we're going anyways. We do it from here.
Perfect.
Alright, time to get 3 silver medals.
Yeah, this is where this and Dusty Revisit are like the 2 places where Silver's movement really shines if you can pull it off. Very satisfying to do properly.
Yeah, so we're gonna be going back to where mission 2 brought us. There's a silver medal right outside this cave. And then we are going to do an ETD out of this cave to get to this spring. There's a silver medal on top of this tree. And from this tree, we're going to ETD to the other tree. Very convenient. And then ETD from here. And there's a spring in this wall, which will bring us to another tree and another silver medal.
I don't know how I didn't miss that one.
Back to the tree to do another ETD straight into mission 1. Nice movement.
Zans loves this movement. Zans loves this mission so much. I don't get it.
This is the best mission in the run.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the best split, even.
I don't know about that.
Solely on his Apple Festival. So Paganini wants you to collect 50 apples to put them in these barrels.
You are not told how many apples you are to collect.
Yeah, we just know because we're goated. You're giving 5 minutes, so like it's pretty like you can get whatever you need, and the mission will end after those 5 minutes. But the main thing to remember for this mission is we want a large amount of apples over like placing them in the barrels because that makes it a lot easier to place them in the barrels. So we're gonna see Lab like go out of his way to get just a large quantity of apples. An obscene amount of apples. So this is enough to guarantee that we get 50.
Oh yeah, more than enough. That's 56.
Yeah, so instead of waiting out the timer for this mission to finish, we're gonna die.
Yeah. This does consume my life, but...
The game checks when it loads out if you have the correct number of points to complete the mission. And even if you die, it's just like, you did it.
Congrats on the 1 frame time.
Perfect.
It is exactly
So
why...
that was a great mission.
Yeah. This is exactly why this mission does not have a board. So anyone can get a 1 frame time in selling out Apple Festival. Just do that.
Now it is time for the trials. So, mentioned earlier, we need to do the...
Oh, they certainly try me.
we need to do the trials to get into Kingdom Valley. So,
Well, the first one did.
First, we have to get there. It's kind of like it's pretty much entirely flat ground. There's one slope here that we can ETD off of. That's it. Then it's just all side central. So mission 16. The worst mission in the run.
Yeah, no. It's not that bad if you're just trying to clear it, but if you try to clear it, you just get an A rank, and we are not here for that. We have to make physical contact with Blaze, and the two ways to do this are you kill every enemy, and then the cage opens, or you clip in early. But if you don't kill all the enemies, you have to get points somehow. And time bonus is
Yeah.
not enough.
We don't want to kill all the enemies. We're going to kill a lot of enemies. But hopefully, we're looking to clip into the cage, get a juicy radical bonus, and then complete the mission. So we're going to stay here, aggro the birds. The birds are what's going to give us the radical. We're going to place this explosive box just so that we can clip in. Yeah.
I'm gonna try it again.
Yeah, so we're gonna quit because the time bonus was racking up there. So we're quitting mission to retry it. We could have killed all the enemies to maybe get an S rank, but at that point it's like pushing it.
Yeah, 36.
Because the combat gets difficult as you the longer you wait.
Yeah, and it's
Because then the birds will be spread out and they like don't drop stuff.
and the ones that you didn't aggro are like all the way over there. Because you don't necessarily aggro every bird. You want to aggro a lot of them, but we'll try to.
This mission is very much a pain point to get correctly. The clip can just not agree with you, as we saw last time. Like, the birds setup were great, but the box was not angled correctly for us to clip. So, aggroing the birds yet again. Angling the box for the clip. This time we clip.
Oh no, that's not doing it.
Yeah, I do not believe that is enough of a radical.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hold
The
start.
rings.
Marathon games. Yeah, I was not enough.
Yeah, we're off by 900.
Looks like I'm on a roll.
So we will have to revisit this mission through trial select later.
That's the sound of my soul leaving my body. But it's okay. I just saw radical and committed, but you need a juicy radical. You need like 1.6k or above. So that didn't happen. So here we are.
Yeah, sometimes like the birds won't aggro, even though like you're clearly in aggro range. Like there, we only had 4 birds to radical off of, so it was just not going to happen.
Yeah, I shouldn't have committed. Oh yeah, by the way. Well, we went from hard mission to easy mission.
Yeah, this mission is certainly missioning.
Yeah, no. I remember which portal it was. You normally have to play some like weird word association game with the people. You get to talk to them, and then based on your answer, you go through a portal, but the answers never change.
And it's always right, right, left. So
Every time.
Perfect.
Worried about M16, but oh well. It is what it is. We move.
all right, time for actually the best mission in the run. Mission 18.
We've had this 3 times.
Okay, but I mean it this time.
Not mission 3?
I like this more than mission 3.
Okay, fair. You have the funny route, so I suppose.
Yeah, so this is another combat mission. Also the last mission that we have to do, other than revisiting M16. This mission has no objects, so you're actually limited to only the projectiles and the enemies that you stun. So here, these robots shoot out like a billion rockets that we're going to pick up and use against them. Very convenient.
23 Hornet kills, that's very good pace.
Nice golem kill. See if we get this golem stunned. Nice.
Nice. Really nice.
So golems usually do not die unless you hit them with like their own attack. Like, and they don't have their other ball and you hit their core.
Yeah.
So there we use the blue robot to hit the golem and it gets stunned, which means all we have to do is pick it up and then it's over.
Yep. Okay, time to play some Kingdom Valley. But first, we have one last hub medal. Say hi to Phil, everybody. Hi, Phil.
Phil.
Phil's an
Are you gonna go for the save quit?
That's 3. Yeah.
Okay. So, normally what we would do, we would just die after this medal and then take the eagle again. But the save quit here actually will skip the gold medal animation for collecting all of the hub medals.
Yeah, 90 medals. That's a good
So-
job. So we didn't miss anything.
Even though we are taking the time loss from loading back in, we are saving the time over that gold medal.
Yeah, so
So we're just playing it a bit safe with the lives. We're going to be back at 5 lives since we load back in.
Kingdom Valley made.
Kingdom Valley can be brutal on lives if it just disagrees with you.
Yeah. They have a different opinion. So a lot of Kingdom Valley is just at least the first section is just skip. You stand on a rock and you go to the trigger. So it's really refreshing to see Kingdom Valley actually be a more intricate stage.
I should have realized Eggman's scheme.
How I'm gonna lock into this.
Yeah, so we're going to see like a bit what it means later when we go to the hards. But for now, we're mostly going to play the stage inbounds, doing an ETD here, getting all the way to these stairs. We have 3 medals to collect before we do a restart strat. We're not really that tight for points. In section 2 we will get most of them. However, it is just faster to restart because we are going to go for a tele-launch. To explain a tele-launch, there's another trick known as a telefling. We're going to abuse that to send silver up in the air. So, unfortunately, the speed we got from that one made it hit a ceiling.
Oh, this is a rock.
This is also a... Yeah, this is a rock buddy. He's just chilling with us now.
So you can't throw him.
Getting the 1-up for safety. This is a pretty precise trick. You have to time the lift just right. And you also have to throw the object. Alright, just ride this out,
Yeah.
and then this should be good. Nice.
There we go.
So as you can see, the tele-launch giving us the insane height. We then do a tele-throw off of it to get massively through the stage.
That's okay.
Yeah, so that tele-throw normally would get us to the next silver medal that we need. However, it does conveniently get us a 1-up. So, maybe it's a blessing.
Yeah.
There's the last silver medal of this section. We're going to go for a clip in this door. And then we are going to say hi to Phil number 2. Say hello to Phil number 2, everyone.
Hi, Phil number 2. Yeah, all the Eagles in Kingdom Valley may all be the same Phil, or they're all just named Phil. We can't tell. We can't speak Eagle. Apparently, most people can speak Hedgehog, though. That's normal. I don't know.
Speaking of speaking hedgehogs,
Yeah, we got another
we're going
one.
to see another one here. So if you play this game, you may or may not know that Silver's not the only character you can play. Believe it or not, you can play as Sonic. That guy's in this game. That's crazy.
Oh,
I'll take it from here.
There he is. So Sonic has gems, which are basically really broken abilities that we're just allowed to have because imagine we completed Sonic's file, we get to use the gems.
yep.
Right now we're using red gem, which effectively halves the time. Well, it makes everything half speed except for Sonic, including the in-game timer.
Yeah.
So this is really useful for time bonus when we need points here. The silver medal in this box. And then here we are going to use the purple gem. There's a funny error in the code where gems are usually supposed to use up gauge. They don't.
Yeah.
So you're just allowed to do this.
They're named one thing in one place and another thing in another place. So you can just use them infinitely. The costs are just not real. That feels riskier than it is.
Yep. So now we only need one more silver medal, and will be something known as results breakout for when we get that. Basically, since we have not hit a checkpoint and we swap characters, we will be allowed to move during the results screen. And we can conveniently get the silver medal during that results screen, which saves us a bit of time. So right here, we just have a bit of combat before the gold ring spawns. And that is Kingdom Valley. Didn't even need any rings.
Today's not my day.
And you always get the D rank quote. Today may not be Sonic's day. And that's one. And the silver medal one here always appears last. It usually appears first, but for some reason. Sans, would you believe me if I told you that split saves 2 seconds over my PB? And I didn't save quit in my PB?
You mean lost 2 seconds?
Yeah, I lost 2 seconds.
I mean, it was a pretty decent Kingdom Valley.
Yeah,
and you know, we didn't see the gold medal, so.
True. Like 7, approximately? Anyways, playing floor. The floor is lava. The lava is floor. This is the final main stage we're gonna see
One might say the lava is lava.
on the floor.
Yeah, Flame Core, luckily enough, we don't need to work for an S rank, at least in the normal. It is not the same story for hard.
There are hard variants of these that we have to go back and do. Just because we're almost done with the story now. Oh, what?
Yeah. We do have to do this combat to spawn this silver medal.
That's 2.
Otherwise, we wouldn't really care, as we can see when we're skipping this combat. Gonna go through that door. It's a door, I guess.
I mean, it was.
It's like a suggestion, rather.
It's a door in quotation marks.
Alright, and we're gonna see a great design medal here. We just have to go back for it. It's placed in the same spot in Sonic Story as well. So, like, they really just didn't care, I think.
Or did they have the time to care? Find out on this
That's
next
true.
like YouTube video or something. I don't know.
Why Secret Rings is the best Sonic game.
Something like that. It's content. This was
So here we're gonna be taking this box with us so that we can clip through this door.
this was like the one door that was deemed impossible to clip through until Zan went at it from the top.
And then we clip through it.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's similar to doors in S2 of the stage. You can clip through like the top side of them. So I just did that, but in S1, and it worked.
We're like, whoa.
So
that's
from
so much
here on
more
out,
consistent.
there's no more silver medals in this section, so we just skip directly to the end.
Great S1. Up to 30. So we're on track for a pretty good flame corollary. Parentheses normal. Second half is indoors. A lot of it you can't see. Not because it's invisible. Ow. But because someone turned the lights off.
What is that thing?
I don't know, where's that thing? Can't see, it's too dark.
Yeah, if we grab these orbs, the lights turn on, but we don't need to.
We kind of know where everything is, including the silver medals. I prefer not clipping through that door.
So here we have another mandatory combat to spawn a silver medal. This one's not terrible because the birds fire projectiles for you. However, it's still very annoying because throwing them at the birds is like hit or miss. Is there one to your right? Wow. He's chilling.
He's no longer chilling.
He's I'm sorry. So we're gonna damage boost here. It's just the fastest way to get up. And then we have to get this medal, so we're going to jump off top of the slope. Ooh, sniped by the lizard. That's fine
The
though.
high GL lizard.
He really just wants to say hi, GL. It's fine because the checkpoint's right there. We can just get back in. We got the medal, so we're not gonna die this time.
And
He's also just not here.
Sometimes you can enter the room in a way where he just doesn't spawn. Haven't figured out how to do that consistently. What if I could?
But yeah, since Flame Core doesn't have a tight S rank requirement, we're killing.
It's like 630 time bonus and nothing else.
Yeah, if you complete the stage within 6.5 minutes, you will get an S rank. So here we only need one more silver medal to collect them all in this section. If you would like to place your guesses in chat as to where it is, you may do so. Really wonder where it is. Let's go!
Just as I expected.
If you said inside the God Puff, you were right.
Oh yeah, I'm too high, so I need to... Yeah, that's why the camera didn't adjust, because there's too much debris under me. That would have been amazing had, like... I know, that...
Yeah. You cannot actually... so the normal strat for Flame Core now we do a telethrow to get to just the end of the stage. And that
Yeah.
telethrow actually does not spawn the God Puff. And the silver medal is not there until you destroy the God Puff. So we actually just cannot use that at all. Otherwise, it'd be really convenient.
That's still
I
safe.
don't know if it would necessarily save time that way, but it would be a strat that exists.
Oh yeah. Almost forgot about this guy. How could I ever forget Iblis?
Steal away Iblis. They should have made a hard mode for this guy.
No. Anyways.
Imagine. I mean, if you play boss attack, it kind of is a hard mode, but also it's an easy mode.
Here I come, Iblis. This will be your end.
So the whole concept of this fight is Iblis will throw these puffs at you. You have to throw them back. Unfortunately, these puffs are like really explosive and
Incredibly explosive and lethal.
yeah. So we collect 0 rings on the way to get these puffs, but which means that if we get hit, we die. So here we're looking to get, I believe it's, you hit 3, so you need like 3 to 220 or something.
Yeah, 3 to 220. They get another 5. Or 4 with bonus puff. Then I can.
I believe this is already a 220.
Yeah,
So
this is already a 220 if I hit every.
now we are going for good RNG. That looks pretty good.
That's with bonus puff. Never mind. Would you believe me if I had just told you we lost about 25 seconds?
Get a ring?
You're so real.
You know, it's not like you're gonna die here, but like, get a ring.
You're so real for that one, honestly. I want to do without you, man.
Yeah, so standing on these edges for the first wave attacks, you actually cannot get hit. For some reason, the hitbox is not wide enough to hit you, so...
Either side. Pick your favorite.
That stun slap actually did 17 damage to Iblis.
It did nothing.
Mental
Mental.
damage. Are you sure this isn't it? That looks like 6.
Well, we'll never know.
Yeah, so we went for a bonus buff there that would have done 1 extra damage.
Oh my god, that would have been it. Ah.
So unfortunately, we are losing 20 seconds because of that.
Yeah.
We just have to wait on this god buff though, so we're chilling.
We're chilling. Like, it's not the end of the world. That's in last story. Yippee.
The guy's dead. Oh my god. Now we get to do the hearts.
Animation 16. Again.
Perfect.
I should have asked this earlier, but did you since you didn't get the gold medal for on mission 18, did you gold that split?
No, I always split when the rank happens. That's probably why I skipped kind of Kingdom Valley, because I skipped that gold medal too. Sorry for the banger skip, but we got stuff to do.
Yeah, no dreams of an absolution. Sorry.
That's normal.
We entered Crisis City normal.
No.
That is.
We were here already. Sorry. That is about 25 seconds of time lost right there. My mental math is correct. I'm gonna Xbox dashboard right now so that it buffers pause for possible frame and then quit. Shout out to the Xbox dashboard.
One of the goats.
One of the goats. Hard.
Yeah, we need to Crisis City hard.
Very hard is DLC. So we don't care.
So Crisis City hard. Basically the no credits warp route.
You just do it. Go fast.
The only difference is we have harder wind, so we're gonna be going a bit faster than normal.
Yeah.
Here we're using this rock to telethrow, and then the trigger for the next section is just right behind this building. So.
Yep. And we still skip plays. Still do that. But this time we do it faster because we have the harder wind. That can make you go really fast. So instead of just levitation extending around our trigger, we're just going to do a net ETD. Be a little bit of a different rock formation. But it's nothing you can't handle.
And then again, we are going to hold X to buffer a Fire Cloth and Blaze, hitting the silver trigger just slightly earlier than normal.
Saves like what, a second? No, it's gotta save a minute.
It takes a long time for it to fall. I don't know.
Second and a half, maybe 2.
I'll go on ahead.
And then conveniently placed rock. So in normal Crisis City, we can't really use this because the silver metals are just, they're not close enough to each other to like be able to telethrow consistently and get them all. For hard, there's no silver metals, so we just beat the stage. That's it.
That's it. That's a lot of hards. We just kind of beat the stage. Some of them you need the points route for, a lot of them you don't. Like for this upcoming one, Tropical Jungle Hard. If M16 is the worst split in the run, this is probably a close second. Maybe. It's pretty bad. The points route is tight. It made it a little easier on myself, but not much.
Yeah, we're going to be going for a 10 ring capsule, so it's going to give us like infinitely more time to beat the stage compared to normally you have to beat it within like nice insta flip. I think so the height from that I don't know if we've ever mentioned this actually. Height from telethrows is based on how steep you are on the object. So that object was very shallow of an angle, which means we did not get any height that we wanted.
Dude, this camera angle
Also,
is different.
Yeah. So since the camera angle is different, it's like really hard to be as consistent as it is in normal. In normal, you kind of just go up. In hard, it's just slightly different. Different enough to make it super inconsistent and like terrible. So here we're just going to use this platform to telethrow on to get to the end. We don't need the invulnerability capsule because we have plenty of rings because of the extra one. The invulnerability capsule gives you 200 points and a safety net at the end here if you hit the lasers.
Yeah,
But we're fine.
We're fine.
Perfect.
We're fine. Given the lily pad issues, that wasn't bad.
Yeah, I think if you got the invulnerability capsule, you wouldn't have needed the 10 ring for that attempt. That's how fast that one was.
Yeah, it was pretty fast. Now time for peak. What I did was something called fade out skip. If you do a UI transition and then you do the UI transition into a level, it'll just skip it. It saves a second. Really cool.
Yeah, we can only really do it here because otherwise we have to menu to the hards and it's not.
Wait, Iblis trigger.
The UI is done transitioning by that point.
Yeah. So here, another lift exploit to get out of bounds. Unfortunately, this is like really tight on gauge, so we're really trying to hit an ETD here. And then We go back inbounds to check if the pot is, like, if we fail, we check if the pot is oriented still. That way we
There we
can
go.
retry, otherwise we restart. So as we saw, we need to cross that whole gap, so we go for an ETD. And then here, we need to break this statue to get the metal inside of it.
That's
Wow.
a first.
Just you
I
wait,
cannot believe you got
ableist
sniped.
trigger.
That's insane. You can just clip to the front.
Oh, true.
Not
Wow.
Okay, now I'm just being silly.
trigger.
Yeah, so we sniped the statue, but the golem didn't have his arms, so he shot at us and we just died instantly because we had 0 rings. So
There
again,
we
sniping
go.
the statue, we're getting the metal inside of it,
Somewhere.
then we are going to go for
No, you're dying just in case.
a clip that was discovered recently. Basically, as long as you have the right camera angle, and like you set it up a bit, that you just face forward and do an ETD, you clip through that wall perfectly enough to be standing on the scene outside of bounds. That way we can skip playing as Amy. Before, that clip used to be really bad and like RNG.
Almost.
It's not almost RNG, but now it's just really consistent that way. Really a godsend for Dusty Desert. It is still technically faster to not do it that way, but it's not recommended. Here we're gonna do another clip into this big sand room, and there's just a metal chilling in this box. You would never find it. Also, we're supposed to be playing as Amy still. We're not Amy. Here we're gonna do another clip.
This leads back.
Gives another
This leads back.
pretty
into
huge
server
chunk of the
segment.
level.
Those enemies look like they're guarding that door. Let's
Yeah,
Also,
so we're
this
supposed to be
revisit
over here.
is just hard. It is difficult to make the save time, and let alone do.
Yeah, it's really a test of
Oh, the intrusive power running.
Okay, so this is funny. Normally we wouldn't go for a telethrow here, but since the spike ball's here, we might as well, just for the fun.
It was really fast too.
With spike balls, you can do telethrows on them if they're angled right. I wouldn't say exactly that save time, but it was definitely not slow. We have 0 rings. So 0 rings is really dangerous when you're in a room with Vulcan cannon enemies. If they shoot you once, you'll die immediately, I guess it's just dangerous in general, but if you have like 1 ring, it's dangerous, because they can shoot you twice in a row, and you have no iframes.
You have very little item. They exist.
Yeah, that is the last silver medal, and we are done with the revisit.
Eventually, you know. We got there.
Yeah, that spike ball telethrow is swag though.
Yeah, no, we flag makes everything time neutral. So it's like if you do a slag strat in a marathon, it's like, oh, it didn't save any time. It lost you time. No, it was slag broke even. We do another spike ball telethrow, but on purpose in aquatic base hard. But spoilers.
But we're not there yet, so.
Dusty Desert
Here,
hard.
Dusty Desert hard.
I
Imagine
can't
normal.
tell, but normal. Like it has a different name on it.
Yeah, imagine normal, but normal. It's literally the same exact stage.
Yeah, I cannot see any visible differences when I do the skip on like what makes this hard. Usually there's like a tell within like the camera angle on the result screen or the enemies that are out front.
I mean, there are different enemies in this level. We just don't see them. So there we went for an ETD to get to the goal ring. Still just fine enough to hover to it.
Yeah, that's fine. We got 5 more
Yeah.
levels and mission 60.
As far as we know, basically the same level as normal.
White Acropolis hard. It's got a fairly recently route. Used to have to chain radicals, which is a very interesting concept. Unfortunately, you don't have to do that anymore because there's a bunch of blaze combat you can do that gives you a ton of points.
Yeah, Blaze is cool. Only this once. There's just a ton of enemies here. Each of the other crabs gives 300 points. The leader kills all the crabs, gives you a 1600 radical, along with an extra 2500 points. So you can just see immediately, we're at 6000 points. And that took like no time at all. And then at the end of this section, there's more mandatory combat, which is going to give us like 2700 points. So we will be over 10,000 by that point. Maybe it's 2300 points.
We'll find out.
It's a good amount of points.
I fat fingered the A button. Oops.
I believe we are getting hit by the snowball.
Yeah. It's okay. The frame rate's not okay, but it's okay.
So here's the unfortunate thing. We have no rings.
Oh yeah! About that.
So here we have to be really careful with the combat as to not die. We're basically only going to do Fire Claws because that's safe. However, the collision of these enemies is like terrible. Can't even see his health bar.
Oh.
Okay, so at least we lived.
Ooh, this is tight on time.
I would definitely go for
The chain radical.
the other radical.
Yeah, I agree.
You only need the second one. You can then lift the rock and then get to the goal ring. So, luckily there are a lot of backups in S2 since we got so many points in S1. What we're going to do, we're going to get this first radical right here. We're going to cross the gap and get another radical.
Snowball. Snowballs deal damage while they are fully formed.
Unlucky. Luckily we have the harder win, so pretty fast movement otherwise. Here's the backup radical, and then using this rock we can get lifted up to the goal ring, and we are chilling. Jump on that rock to get an ETD to the goal ring, kind of swag.
It's fast?
Perfect.
Yeah, if I did not get that second radical, I don't think I would have cleared. Yes, rank bar. Definitely was.
I think it would have been close.
Like too
I don't
close, though. Yeah, entering that combat at the end of White Acropolis hard with 0 rings is kind of nerve-wracking. But we made it out. The real
Back to Radical Train.
Back to Radical Train. This is just a ring route. It's it.
We get rings, we beat the level, we win.
Yep.
We will be seeing the return of the shovel tall throw though.
Any shovelers in chat?
There's a 20 ring capsule right here on this conveyor. So we're gonna grab that. And there's a 5 ring capsule on the train tracks. And then another 10 rings
Gimme.
later.
Ah.
So if we get hit at all here, we have to restart because we need every ring, pretty much.
Yeah, somehow.
But otherwise, we can at least ignore this end combat.
And the door.
Door? What door? Didn't see it.
I don't know. I don't know if you could call that a door.
Perfect.
Like technical definition. It's like a.
It's a gate.
It's a gate. Gates don't exist. Just look at Billy Hatcher.
So that's Radical Train.
Yeah.
Coming up next, Aquatic Base.
Parentheses
Um,
hard.
Parentheses, skip the level.
Yeah.
We're going to see S1. We're not going to live it.
Blink and you miss it, kind of. Instead of doing all the ball stuff and going to that other room, getting all these silver medals and whatnot, and death looking.
Laboratory like this?
You just got the back door.
Those enemies look like they're guarding that door. Let's start by getting rid of them.
And then that's S1.
Yeah, bro.
Simple as that.
Yep. Blink and you miss it. You can see kind of the stark contrast between the skip silver can do and the skip silver does when silver medals are involved. With the hard.
So here we're going to see the spike ball telethrow as mentioned earlier. This section has a lot of lasers that do not exist in normal, as well as this one that we're passing over right now. To make that cycle, we kind of just need to do the telethrow. So it's very optimal for hard. Here we just have to do the combat again. More birds.
That's birds.
Well, more birds in total. Not as many as in normal. That golem is clueless. So all we have to do, we have to wait to nice double hit.
Sub 120 actually is great for AB hard.
Yeah, that's a great time.
It's my gold actually.
Yeah, that's for sure gold.
Oh yeah. Two more. Ambition 6.
Yeah, so we have Kingdom Valley.
Yeah.
You mentioned earlier that you kind of just skip all of the stage in S1 in Necrodator for normal. We're gonna do the same thing for hard.
Yeah. Again, another blink and you miss it moment.
I should have realized Eggman's scheme.
We do a tele launch here, and then we're going to, from the height of this tele launch, we're going to get all the way to the trigger for the next section.
You see, if they wanted to make it a little longer, they would have made it a line instead of like, I don't know, almost a circle. So we couldn't just cut the corner.
Sonic Team really likes horseshoe designs.
They really do actually. They're compact. It feels like you're going somewhere all the time.
I feel like compact is the opposite of what I would want in like a game engine as for lag and loading stuff. But I don't know. I don't make the game. Alright, so here we're going to be playing as Sonic yet again. Just have to do this combat. And then, whoa, it's the blue guy.
Whoa.
So, this stage is not as point heavy as the normal variant. And that's because at the end of the stage, there's 4 golems that give you 1,000 points each.
Ah!
Yeah, that was scary. So the golems mostly take care of the point increment themselves. We're just gonna use red gem to help that out though.
Spooky. It's always very nerve-wracking when you miss a homing attack like that.
Going to sky jump through this door. Hit some spikes, but that doesn't matter. Then here we're going to sky jump this wall. Ooh. So the sky jump here, what happened was it went through the wall because we were too close to it.
Yep.
And there's no checkpoints that we grab throughout the level, so not even after like turning. Well, there are checkpoints, just not. We're not going. Or we didn't hit one yet. Like you would think they would put a checkpoint as soon as you turn into Sonic, but they didn't.
I fat fingered the X button. Well, take 3. Thankfully, there's no points to get S1 ever.
Yeah, luckily all the points we get are from S2, so you're not in risk of losing the S rank. We are just trying to get there.
I'll take it from here.
Wall run takes so long.
Yeah, there is a skip.
If only there was a.
It's
only there
very
was a skip
cursed.
for it.
There is castle skip. It is incredibly cursed.
To explain castle skip, what you do is you throw the sky gem, but you have to stay in range of it to keep it loaded. So you purple gem to keep it loaded.
Bailing.
Yeah, so the saver strat here, other than sky gem, is to just purple gem. Doesn't lose
Eventually, this wall ends.
that much time. And we're just gonna purple gem all the way to the end.
Yay!
There is a strat for this level where you can throw to the end in hard.
I mean, you can. You really shouldn't.
So in No Credits Warp, what we do for S2 is we use a box at the beginning to be able to get like near here enough to do an ETD to get here. In hard, that box doesn't exist. So what you need to do is use these golems like balls, you know?
Yeah, the arm ball.
Put simply. So those have collision, and you can actually through off of them. The problem being, they are taking time bombs, and it is impossible to get one set up.
Almost.
Otherwise, it would be way faster to use silver and hard by like 30 plus seconds.
Yeah.
But it's just so incredibly difficult.
Playing for hard. This stage used to be very tight and like points routing intensive, but recently we found a skip in section 1.
I'm coming, Iblis.
Oh,
Damn.
no, he
That-
would.
Coming, Iblis.
Not now. So anyways, this section, we do need points for Flamecore Hard, so we are going to be routing some in. Namely, just golems, really, and then any radicals we might get. So, since golems give you 1,000 points, we're gonna kill both of these. Since, you know, they just want to be stunned so desperately.
Get out of my
And here we need to kill these 2 gold.
What?
Wow.
I'm coming, Iblis.
But that one wasn't even my fault.
That was incredibly unlucky. So what happened is, we didn't grab the ball the golem threw in time. So it blew up the one we were holding, which was too close to us, and we died.
You definitely don't need either of those. Does not. Well, I hovered the
Is that
same frame I hit
spring-
the spring.
The ground here is unstable with lava. It's probably because of heat.
The ball is hitting right now.
Alright, so we're going to be going for a telethrow that saves giga time in this stage. It's kind of risky using this explosive box because of the lizards, but if we get it set up in time, that should be good. And we get out of here, we can just
Get me
skip
outta here,
the
man.
stage.
Just get me out of here.
This is a much better angle than the telethrow we do in No Credits Warp, because we basically can skip a lot more of the stage. We don't need to land early. It's a lot of enemies.
I'm gonna get this one.
Yeah. So we're gonna pick up the rest of our points in S2. That camera angle just always happens. Silver drops a bit.
It scares the crap out of me. But it always happens. Oh, nice hover.
At the very beginning here, there is this worm that will give us radical. If we don't hit these birds, we get 1100. Nice. Mini moon jump, whatever you want to call it.
Okay, I did it myself.
This is a very funny tech where if you stun slap the frame, you hit the ground from like a small jump, you get a mini moon jump. It's not really a moon jump, but it's something.
It's related.
It's adjacent.
It is adjacent.
So here we want to make sure to pick the ring so that we don't get hit later in the section and like instantly die and lose everything we worked for. Especially, well, now we have to wait for that box. That's really unlucky. I didn't even know that lizard could like aggro. I've never seen that before.
I hate this guy.
Hi, good luck.
The high geo lizard.
Yeah, just kill him. He deserves it.
Yeah, fuck,
We missed the cycle.
fuck you specifically.
It was worth it though.
Anyway.
So, whoa.
I mean, I'll take it.
We're gonna be killing this golem. Gives us 1,000 points. And at this point,
I might as well get both.
we're not entirely good on time bonus right now, so we do need some extra points. We are going to throw this golem because he has an attached radical. So we're gonna get an extra like 2,000 in total. And this worm also has a radical, which chained together gives us 2,300. So we are extremely good on points now. And now we are going to go for double damage boost. We are waiting specifically for the God Puff to do damage to us while we're hovering, because we have no like stunned animation from taking damage midair. And we're gonna get hit again and pause buff for a teleslide through that door, and we're done.
This would normally be. This is where the run would end. If I
Yeah, this is where the run would end. We still need to get one more gold medal. So we're gonna have 3 gold medals pop up here.
At S rank. And and all the S ranks from the act. But
Now we have one more S rank to get. So
this
we're
guy.
gonna revisit mission 16.
Thankfully, you can do that from here. Why'd I go this way? So, shoutouts. Shoutouts to everyone who's actually run this category before. So, like, Focus and Zans mostly did the routing post telethrow. Thank you for making this really interesting to run and Mission 16.
Mission. I'm sorry.
No, listen, it's fast. I get it. Shout
It came to me in a dream.
to the state of. I'm bad for that. I'm just gonna finish them.
We're just gonna play the mission. It's faster at this point to not wait for the load screens. Should have stayed up is crazy, man. Luckily the birds only need one hit to die, so not too bad to kill. That has to be enough.
Yeah, it better be. Prayers.
Prayers?
Rage, even. Twitch. Oh yeah, we got it.
Yeah, that's enough. So time is coming up when we clear the animation for the last gold medal. So you'll say it.
Alright, this freaking gold medal. And time.
GG's. Now we have to go check that we actually have every gold medal.
Yeah. I forget the number that you need, but we'll see it visually.
It's gonna be different on the save.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's all of them.
You'd see a great circle if it wasn't there, like that. It's all of them. Thank you everybody for stopping by and hopping in and out, or picking out the whole marathon of silver content.
When did you get swag glasses?
Who did that?
Mars.
Was it Mars? Anyways.
That's funny.
That is funny. Yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in, whether it's for a little bit, a lot of bit. If you want to speedrun this game, because I think it's a really cool speedrun, even though it doesn't have the best rep. There's a Sonic 06 Discord in the channel description for Sacer. Join that, we'll be happy to get you hooked up. It isn't just limited to people with 360s. If you have an emulator in a local Blockbuster, you'll be fine. And again, thank you for the routers, for the people in the community, the people outside the community who are also have also been great company and, you know, supportive throughout my 4 years of speedrunning this game. Appreciate it. And thank you, Zance, for commentating and saying words, because I sure run out of them.
I love words.
Words are great.
They're okay.
Yeah.
You want to love more? I love apples. Let's go with mission 1.
It's not. I was there already. Sorry, no revisits.
Well.
But speaking of revisits, next we have this guy, Zance, over on Sonic X Shadow Generations. with the shadow part for a whole year.
The shadow part. We don't care about Sonic.
No, just shadow. Shadow.
You know, Year of Shadow. That's cool.
Yeah, a whole
Says
year. You know, let's just take it in. Stick around, guys. Thank you for coming out. Enjoy.